Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and those who have yet to make up their minds. I am your host, JustJack.com, and we welcome you to subscribe to our newsletter at JustJack.com. That's JustJack.com. Yes, that is Just Jack with two S's, because one just ain't enough. Now let's get on with the show. My neighbor, one time, she asked me, Jack, what is the book of Revelation? Can you explain it to me in a nutshell? I said, the book of Revelation, chapter 7, verses 16 and 17. For they shall hunger no more, neither shall they thirst any more. Preacher, preacher. For God shall wipe away every tear from the eye. Get ready for a revolution. I'm just playing. Oh, girl, don't get me started. Ooh, I wish you were in church right now. I take a praise break, okay? No, but for real, she's like, for real, Jack? What's it about? Is it about end times? Are we in end times, Jack? I said, girl, we've been in end times since Clinton was in office. Or at least that's when I first started hearing about end times, when Clinton was in office. But this ain't nothing new. I'm not too sure why everyone makes a big fuss about it. I told her it's your basic story of the triumph of good over evil, right? I don't see what all the fuss is about with the Book of Revelation. It's like y'all know we've been planning for the age of Aquarius since the 70s. Like you guys were there when that song came out, right? Of course, some things are going to have to come to an end. They are. I mean, look around. Why they acting brand new? Anyways, I asked her, have you read the Book of Revelation? She said, ooh, long time ago when I was a Christian. This woman, she isn't an atheist or anything. She just got hurt in the church and stopped going. And she stopped calling herself a Christian. And I told her from one Christian, from one I used to be one to another, um, you should pick it up. You know, you never know. You know what they say, the texts never change. We change, right? And it was wonderful because um, she read it, and we got to talking, and you know we were talking about symbolism, and oh, I love symbolism, especially symbolism in sacred texts. Even for me, even from a metaphysical standpoint, there is so much deliciousness in sacred texts and symbolism. You know, one of my favorites is in the book of Revelation is the story of the Lamb and the Bride. You know, when we cut the Lamb and the Bride, when we cut it all apart, it's an allegory, right? It represents deeper spiritual principles. It goes beyond literal, or even it goes beyond historical interpretation, right? This goes down to the very depths of our being. We have the lamb, for instance. The lamb represents the sacred part of us, that sacred part of us that's inside each and every one of us, something divine, something special within ourselves. The lamb is represents the Christ consciousness, right? That Christ consciousness within us, the higher self, for that matter. The lamb represents innate purity that is within us. It's so divine. It's so pure. The lamb, it's innocent, right? It's innocence, the sacrificial nature of the soul, really, when you think about it, the lamb sacrifice, right? It's a sacrificial nature of our soul. The lamb sacrifice, it's not merely a historical event, but an ongoing process of spiritual transformation and awakening within each of us, within each person, symbolizing the journey from ego consciousness to higher awareness constantly. Spiritual transformation is an ongoing process. I mean, we constantly have to shed our old skin. We have to shed our ego so we can transform into higher levels of consciousness, right? The lamb represents, you know what it represents? It represents the God source within us that we're able to connect with on a much deeper level. Take that in. It represents a God source within each and every one of us that we are able to connect with on a much deeper level, right? That's the Lamb. That's the Lamb. It's so symbolic. It's within each and every one of us. It's special. It's divine. And then we have in the story, excuse me, we have the story. Then there's the bride, right? That's us. That's us, the church. Us individually, us having our own relationship with our own God source. It's us. Each one of you guys, each individual listening to this, right? The bride, it's our soul's union with the divine. It's our soul's union with that God source. It's our soul's union, us as human beings, have spiritual beings having a human experience. It's the soul's union with the divine. The bride represents the individual soul seeking union with its divine source. It's it's seeking union with eternal and universal consciousness, is what it is. The union between the lamb and the bride signifies the, you could say, the integration of your own individual consciousness, our own individual consciousness, integrating with the God source, with the divine, becoming one, right? The realization of oneness, the merging of the ego with the self, with the higher self, right? Making the two work together, because when the ego is educated and and the spirit is connected, it the vehicle, the body, the human runs smoothly. Remember, we're just a bunch of freaking robots, really. We're just robots, you guys. I mean, we're so much more than that. But basically, we're just a program system. I'm not going to get into that. we, we can go down a rabbit hole with that one. But the merging of the ego with the self, it works really well. It symbolizes the ultimate goal. It's, what is it? The ultimate goal of spiritual evolution. You could even call it the reunion of the fragmented soul with its divine origin. It's coming back. Marianne Williamson has that book, Return to Love, right? It's coming back to your love. It's coming back to yourself. Always finding yourself all over again. You could say, how Stella got a groove back. The Saturn returns. There's so many points in our life where this transformation, where this spiritual evolution happens. We shed the old self to become to be more aware in a higher level of consciousness, right? Did I already say that? Um, excuse me. The bride, she's so special because the bride is so symbolic because it emphasizes themes of love, themes of devotion. The bride can represent devotion, right? Spiritual intimacy is what the bride is symbolic of. Spiritual intimacy is spiritual intimacy is deep, profound connection between individuals, excuse me, at a spiritual level, right? It's it's a closeness that transcends physical bonds and emotional bonds. It's a it shares an understanding. You ever meet those people that come into your life and right away you're just like, oh, I know you. How do I know you? I know you because you know them. My soul sees your soul. We are allowed to have spiritual intimacy between one another. This is not a physical thing. This is not a emotional thing. This transcends all that. It it respects, right? When you have spiritual intimacy with someone, when you're able to get intimate with someone spiritually, you share an understanding and a respect and an appreciation for each other's spiritual values. Now, you guys don't have to have the same spiritual values and beliefs. That's what's so wonderful about spiritual intimacy. It goes deeper than that. It's a soul level appreciation of sharing beliefs and experiences with one another. You know, we are constantly, I mean, I love it. I love me some spiritual intimacy because it's, you know, you just get together with someone and you just talk. I remember my one friend, he loved to talk Bible. Excuse me. And I love talking Bible. And he was the one who introduced me to symbolism in the big book. He was really the one who opened up my eyes to more of what the texts, the scary texts of Revelations could be, right? And once you see past the fear, once you see past all that fear, you can dive deeper into the symbolism of what it really is, you know. Um, it's about all of us connecting, really. That's what the name of the game right now. You guys may want to write that down because I know lots of you guys are business owners who are listening to me, and lots of you guys are out there networking and prospecting, but are you connecting? Connecting is a big thing right now. Even recently, um, and I'm not trying to call nobody out. Please, please, I just want to share the story because it's important. I posted a letter that I wrote to my email list on my social media. And by the way, if you're not on my email list, get on my email list. Go sign up. Go sign up for something for free. We have 100 affirmations you can download, and then you get on my email list. We have a 5-step business builder. It's a class to help you build your business. That's free. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I was drinking my water and I don't have no more. Um, but anyways, I posted this post about psychic mediumship, and one of my friends, she tagged another psychic, which I loved, by the way. I love if y'all know some psychics and spiritualists that you think would like me, send them my way. You know, tag me in their stuff, or maybe share me with them. You know, privately. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know why somebody would. Anyways, she tagged this psychic, and another person replied with something like, maybe you shouldn't be tagging other spiritualists on his posts. Um, and or something, it was something like that. And I was like, oh, excuse me, maybe she should. Maybe she should be connect because I'm all about connection. Even in my 3 moon phase, excuse me, every I learned we do 90-day runs anyways in business, and we do 90-day all that stuff. But I learned something interesting from a workshop. The creator, I mean, and the workshop leader, they gave a concept called the 3 moon phase, and I talk about it in that business class. So make sure you guys go take that 5-step business builder, especially for you guys who are doing your own stuff and grasping your own life by the horns. And um, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh, connection, connection. Yes, 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 connection. I want to connect. You know, I want to connect to the church. We are the church. We're the brides. We're the brides. And believe me, let me tell you, the only time I'm getting married is if it's to my God, honey. My source, my creator. And let me tell you, when you get married to the creator, it's a love like no other, child. Source love. That love comes from within. That love is not outside of ourselves. Source love. It's the love of us as individual beings having divine love for our God, for our supreme God. You know, you don't even have to call it God, just something bigger than yourself. You know, I don't know what it is out there, but so far, when I stepped a little bit further into divine love, it was able to open its arms to me. and embrace me at such a deeper level. So it's the love, yeah, just having that love for your supreme being, like in Hinduism, the concept of divine love, the story of Radha and the beautiful blue god Krishna, the relationship between Krishna and his devotees is the epitome of divine love in Hindu bhakti yoga. Bhakti, the path of devotion, right? That's love and devotion of the individual soul, Atma, right, towards the supreme being, Paramatma. Right? Is that how you say the supreme being? Look at me, I should know this stuff. See, anyone can love. Anyone can love. But when you have a devotion to God and you have a commitment to your God, to your higher power, to that which lays dormant within you, you have a commitment to universal love itself. I mean, that is the ultimate selflessness, right? That's the ultimate selflessness. You give your love, you give your time, you give your energy, you give resources wholeheartedly in service for God, for your God, because you love God so much. You love God so, and we do it. We do it within. We do the work, the inner work. We sit down in the stillness, in the quiet, and we let it speak to us, that still small voice. We let that speak to us. We give that our time. We have a devotion to that because that loves us, right? And we give our energy to that so that way we can go out into the world and give of our time to others, to what is that verse in the Bible that says the Simon Peter, Jesus said, Simon Peter, the world comes to sift you like wheat, but we are praying for you. Stay hopeful, Simon Peter, because we're praying for you that you will rise from this, and that when you return to me, to love, when you return back to that lamb, um, you will go out and help your brother to heal and help to strengthen your sister, Simon Peter, or something like that. I don't know. I think it's Luke 21 or something. I don't remember. Um, but anyways, you go out there into the world and you're able to give love because for you are God. For you and God are one, right? It's all love. One time, you do everything for love is what I'm trying to say. For God. In the service of others, right? To glorify God and serve others. One time, I was with Sahila, excuse me, at the Krishna temple, and this gorgeous man with a long yellow turban and a bald head came to her, and he gave her a cookie. He was what did you call him? A devotee, right? Ooh. And she thanked him, and he smiled, and he walked away. And she explained to me that the devotees, they spend the day making cookies and cleaning the temple and preparing the food and getting everything ready for the feast. They had feasts on certain nights, and you go to this Krishna temple, and they feed you a feast at night. She said, they do it all with love for Krishna, for their God. That is why they wear the robes and they are the devotees. They work all day in love for their God, for Lord Krishna. And then later, they get to give the cookies away to people like me. And she smiled and she ate her cookie. You know, they do everything in devotion for their God. Our lives become beautiful not because we are perfect. Our lives become beautiful because we put our heart into whatever it is that we do. That's what's beautiful. They put their whole heart into their devotion for their God, for the beautiful blue God, Lord Krishna. And we both kept staring at this gorgeous man. And I told her, Sue, you should sign up to be a devotee. And she said, oh, I already looked into it. It'll never work, Jack. I said, why? She said, they practice celibacy. I said, girl, I think I just lost interest in being a devotee myself, honey. That's why I didn't become a nun, because of the vow of chastity. That's right, I didn't. I'm just kidding, actually. That's not right. I shouldn't be saying that. I shouldn't joke because they actually practice the practice of celibacy. I think it's called brahmacharya. It's actually not just about promiscuity. It's I once heard Sadhguru. He talked about brahmacharya, and he explained it so simple. I mean, let me see. I'm trying to think what he said. He said it means just being life, just to live the way you were born, alone, with the very close association with the divine, just to live like that. Brahmacharya is not some great step, it's just as life is. Marriage is a great step. You're trying to do something very big, right? You're trying to have a big marriage, trying to do something big. At least people believe so. Brahmacharya means you did nothing. You did nothing. You allowed your life to happen just the way the Creator made you. That's it. You don't make you don't make anything out of it. No biggie. You just lived life as the Creator intended. To be on the path of Brahmacharya or the Creator is the Creator's way, not your way. Marriage. You get married and you think things are going to be your way, but it's going to be someone else's way, okay? So really, Brahmacharya means God's way, the way you were made to be, the way you constructed the blueprint before you came in here. To be on the path of the divine is to not give in to the ways of the earth. You may want to write that down. To be on the path of the divine is not give in to the ways of the earth. I mean, there is sadhana, and there are other disciplines that go with this concept. And we get into this concept a little bit more in the spiritual psychology class. So if you aren't on that roster for that class, make sure you get on it, spiritual psychology and self-transformation. The class is not on my website. You actually have to message me to get on the roster as a student of mine. So message me. I would love to have you in that class. But to be on the path of the spirit of the divine is not give in to the ways of the earth. What do I mean by that? I mean, there are, what did I say in that on that chat one time? I live in a duality, right? I live happily with enjoying the things that the spiritual world has to offer and enjoying things that the earthly world has to offer. And I move in between the two. Remember, I talked earlier about the ego and the soul working well with each other, working in the divine. I'm not saying to give it all up and go live in a mountain. I'm saying being a human, be a human. Have fun being a human. There is so much to do. And believe me, if you're listening to me, go do it now. Go do it. Go try it out. Go try it out, because what did Cher say? Cher said, go try it out. You can always say, oh, geez, well, I shouldn't have done that. But at least you tried it. You won't look back thinking, oh, I should have done that, or I should have tried that, or I knew I should have been a hoochie. Just kidding. That was me. Just kidding. No, but the lamb and the bride, that's what I'm supposed to be talking about. Look at me getting all off topic. The lamb and the bride marriage. Now that's different. That's a metaphor of the sacred union of the masculine and feminine aspects of consciousness, right? The divine union of spirit and matter, heaven and earth, God and humanity. It's like finding the middle ground between two extremes, or conflicting parts of ourselves, finding common ground. Oh, well, this person says that drinking this is bad. Oh, well, this person said that drinking this is really good. You have to find the common denominator. You have to find that common ground. You have to find that middle ground inside of ourselves, making sure they work together smoothly. I don't care what that person says about drinking that. I don't care about what that person says about drinking that. How do I feel about drinking that? Hmm, I want to drink that. Okay, give me a little sippy sip. Water, honey. Sorry, I should have paused the audio. But you find the middle ground. It harmonizes. That's a good word. Write that down. It harmonizes. It brings together the different ways we see things as opposite or separate, like good or bad, right or wrong, self or other, realizing they're all connected as part of a larger unified reality. It's all connected. There is no good, there is no bad, there only is. And the great thing is that we have the choice to create what it is. What is it? What does it look like, right? It's about recognizing the oneness or interconnectedness of everything rather than seeing things as separate or opposed to each other. It's not you're over there, I'm over here. It's we're all one. It's not you're that and I'm this. You're they, you're them, I'm a this, I'm a that. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. We are more than you we are. We are one, right? Um the marriage, it's coming together. It's coming together, the feast, right? It's a feast. It's a feast. That's what they talk about in the sacred text. It talks about a feast, right? The wedding feast, also symbolic. The feast, the joyous celebration of divine communion and spiritual union. It feels good, right? It's you're joyful, joyful, joyful. Lord, we adore thee. Oh, I'm gonna start dancing. Praise break. Um, the joyous celebration of divine communion and spiritual union. It's like feeling incredibly happy and fulfilled because you realize that there's something divine and there's something special inside of you. And you're feeling a lot of love and goodness because of it. The awakening, right? It's the awakening. Think about it. How did you feel at the awakening process? The awakening process is a joyous feeling. You celebrate, you feel good, right? This is why people have baptisms because after baptisms, you're out with the old in with the new, which, don't get me started on baptisms. The big celebration. It's a huge celebration. It represents the moment you understand that you're part of something divine and you feel complete. Complete. Not that whole Tom Cruise thing. Oh, you complete me. Not that. No, this is the God source. This is all that is. Of course, it completes you. You feel happy. You feel at peace because of it. Ultimately, the Lamb and the Bride story embodies the universal principle of love as the underlying force of creation and evolution. It emphasizes the transformative power of love to heal, to uplift, to unite all aspects of existence. The Lamb's love for the bride symbolizes the unconditional and boundless love of the Creator for all creation, inviting each soul to awaken to its inherent divinity and participate in the eternal dance of love. The story of the Lamb and the bride encourages us to think about the big questions like finding our spiritual purpose, connecting deeply with the divine, with our God source, and how love can change us profoundly. It has a profound change on the entire body, believe me. It's like it's like a story that guides us on a journey to discover who we really are, to feel connected to something greater, and and to understand that love is at the heart of everything. Mm. If you guys are interested more in stories and symbolism with things of this nature, like I said, make sure you sign up for our spiritual psychology class. It's actually called Spiritual Psychology and Self Transformation. So we dive deeper into, um, well, no, we integrate psychological principles with spiritual wisdom, you can say, and personal growth and healing. So we dive deeper into concepts like inner alchemy and self empowerment. And so if that's something you're interested in, just message me and let's connect and let's get you on the roster. Make sure to sign up for our email list at our website, www.justjack.com, JUSSTJACK.com, and I will see you on the next tape. Peace and love. Bye, Felicia.